Projects like this are tough. Projects like this are expensive. Projects like this are unrealistic. And projects like this take time. It's why nobody should ever take on a project like this. I know I sound like a pessimist, and I probably am, but anytime I've taken on a project with any extensive damage, like the Flood Total Dodge Viper, it's always cost way more than it's worth, and it's taken a very long time to complete. And this is before the auction fees got out of control. So why do we even do this? I don't know if there's a valid answer here, but I would point simply to pictures, passion, and price. The pictures that show a helpless car in mostly intact condition, a car that we're passionate for at a price that's half of what it would cost working. But it's the passion that's a dangerous component here. Passion can lead to magic or it can lead to a disaster. Either way, I lost my passion a while back around the same time my second wife left, and that's why I've been buying clean title cars with more mechanical and electrical faults. For me, it's more like figuring out the clues in an escape room and less like getting permanently stuck in a sofa. There is one good thing about this Viper, and it's the fact that it's not mine. A really nice guy by the name of Thomas, who lives 5,000 miles away in Europe, bought this car from the auction and offered me the opportunity to try and get it running before he got it home to rebuild its body. So far, we've spent a lot of time prepping the engine for a start, and it turns over by hand real nice, but when you hit that push to start button, nothing happens. We've moved from the mechanical side over to the electrical side here, cleaning the main fuse box, replacing all relays, jumping the clutch pedal position sensor, and last we left off, we found a corroded and flooded body control module. This was ultimately important because the body control module speaks with the immobilizer, which has to be matched to the key in order for the car to start. Now, I don't want to get too technical here, but our last and almost only hope at this point is to get a spare body control computer, get it matched to this Viper, and maybe it might work if everything else in this car wasn't trashed by the sinkhole flood. To give us our best chance at success, I took two avenues here. First, I bought a used Viper module off a parts breaker, which was only $150. Second, we found a local guy selling some Viper parts, and when we went in person to check them out, we walked in upon what was an eerily similar Viper project literally down the street from me, hidden in a garage. We'll meet with Eric and his Viper project in a minute, but after receiving the used Viper module, I verified its part numbers, printed a label off my computer, and took it along with the corroded one right back to the post office so I could send it into a service that could clone it. And when I got to the post office, I couldn't believe what I saw. Hey, Rich. Rich, is that you? Man, I didn't know you were in town. What are you doing?
Mailing you a letter.
Why are you at the post office?
How else you mail a letter?
But you ever heard of Stamps.com?
You buy stamps there, right?
Well, it's so much more than that. Whether you're a casual shipper or small business in need of a shipping solution, Stamps.com is the most efficient way to create and print your own postage. You can compare prices on the fly at USPS and UPS and take advantage of discounted rates up to 86% off. And with no contracts or commitments, you'll always get the best price without any in-store hassle. Plus, if you're running an online store, Stamps.com has tools to integrate all the major shopping carts and marketplaces. I've been using Stamps.com for as long as I can remember, and multiple times over the last several years, I've had a family member come up to me and go, I know you send stuff out. What do you recommend? Should I go to the post office or should I send this with UPS? And I go, what, are you crazy? You need to go to stamps.com/Samcrac. The discount on the shipping rates is tremendous. It is much cheaper to ship with stamps.com than it is to go in person anywhere. So again, visit stamps.com/Samcrac or hit the link in the description. When you do, you're going to get a free 4-week free trial, some free postage, and a free digital scale, again, over at stamps.com/Samcrac. So luckily down the street from me is Vipers R Us. I mean, look at, this is, what year is the same year? 2000,
Same year.
2003? Every single part we need apparently is for sale. So what is your end goal for this?
End goal? End goal is to put it back together.
Okay, good, good.
Enjoy it like a Viper should be enjoyed.
So if anybody wants to buy this Viper, I mean, I thought that the one that we had was pretty bad, but put Eric out of his misery. Vipers R Us. We'll put the phone number right here.
The frame itself was in this guy's ex-wife's yard.
Okay.
He'd been divorced for like a year and a half, and she'd given him like 2 years to get this frame out of here. So this guy's pressed for time. Mm-hmm. And I just happened to hit him up, and I was like, all right, this is what you want for it? Like, no, I'll lowball you and see where it goes. And he's like, all right.
Cool. No, that's the best way to do it. You didn't have to go to the auction and get it. I mean, and it's in great shape. I could see. I mean, it might be better than we might actually need to buy this whole frame from you here. This is what we really need, first and foremost. The story with this is, are we taking this on loan or are we buying this from you?
You're taking that on loan.
Okay, perfect.
That's tied to the vehicle.
You need this, and I'm taking this on loan. I promise this back to you, and at the same time, You've got a bunch of the parts that Thomas is going to need to finish it. But just do Eric a favor, please. Put him out of his Viper misery and buy this mess. And then he'll have 2 garage spots for the cars that are right behind us here. All right, but seriously, so if you sell us a fender and you sell us a thing, do you have those spare parts?
That's the fender. I've got another spare left fender.
Good, okay. I felt bad for a second because I'm like, I know that Eric was loaning us this, but I'm like, what if we take a fender? We can't take that on loan. This car is going to be overseas in Europe in probably a month. So.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah. Let's see this here. So what was for sale on Marketplace? Was it this frame, or was it the other frame?
It was with the other frame, and I took it down because I just felt too bad.
You're a terrible salesperson.
Oh, I know it.
You know, people in this market would literally people for $1.
Oh, I know they will. I know they will.
I mean, it's true. It's terrible. Can I press your clutch pedal?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. We want to see what a working clutch pedal looks like because...
That's the...
Oh, yeah, it's not working. But, okay, so you've been through this car.
Oh, hold on. This guy's...
How does it sit?
Oh, is it supposed to twist?
Yeah, twist in place.
Okay, so our plastic around there is broken?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's our problem. So tell me, do you know where the clutch position is? The sensor or the button like in here? Do you know?
Yeah, I can point that out to you.
Is that what that's for?
Yeah, just in case. The red, you know. So clutch. You're looking for the switch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy right here.
Hold on. Okay, I gotta get a closer look.
All right.
Just so. Yeah. Oh, there goes my shorts. It's okay. I'll send you a bill. I'm kidding. All right, here we go.
Take it out Thomas's.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so we push this. Okay, and it's hitting this actuator, and this rod is that piece right there, right? That we were just messing with outside. Did I just ruin yours or no?
No.
Okay. Okay. So when I push that, then that is what's just telling the car that the clutch is down.
Yes.
So in order to start it.
Yes.
Okay. When you bought this from the old lady.
Yeah. Yep. It was her daily.
What came on it? Anything?
What came on it?
Yes.
It came basically as a whole car, but it was like missing the transmission, radiator, a lot of the major components, a lot of small components too, a lot of bolts too. So
Okay.
if you have Mopar bolts lying around, like, you know, send them to Sam so when he returns
Yes.
by BCM.
Yeah, that's right. So it was a roller, basically.
Basically.
And it had, so that's where you got some of these spare body parts and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, actually, the spare body parts came with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, he gave me 2 left front fenders. Why? I don't know. The guy had a thing for left front fenders.
So Eric feels really bad when he listed this on Facebook Marketplace and was asking a real mint for it, okay?
Yeah.
But this is the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately or fortunately, because you'll have a $50,000, $60,000 car when you're done.
Mm.
The chassis, clean title, do you know?
Clean title. That's
Perfect. There you go.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. Only thing.
Yeah.
Only saving grace about this was that clean title.
Is there an engine in here somewhere? Okay,
Yeah.
on the stand back there?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's good, bad. It's
Being rebuilt.
rebuilt. Okay.
Yep. I was actually told that the engine had a good bottom end when I got it.
Yes.
And naturally, when you get any engine,
Yeah.
you have to take it apart. And, look at it and touch it and make sure.
Sure.
And get to the number 4 rod bearing. So where'd it go?
Well,
Where's my rod bearing?
yeah.
So?
I know that game of you buy an engine that's in good running condition and like a lot of the cylinders have good compression, but like one doesn't have good compression.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've got that going on. That's another story for another video. It's a Ferrari too. I'm not thrilled with
If
it.
I have a prop.
Yeah. Hey,
My
you know
prop's
what?
small.
I'm gonna show this. We're gonna play one game with Eric. Would you buy this car from me? Because he likes projects. I don't know that he's got the space as of yet, but hopefully in about 2 weeks when this Viper's completely
That's right.
done, we'll come back and visit him. We'll bring him back his BCM. But would you buy this project car from me? I will show you the picture. And it was a little old lady's car, I promise.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Here it is. Here it
These
is.
little old ladies are
All right.
doing crazy things with
Would
cars.
you buy that car from us for, a really reasonable price, like the one that you put on this Viper on Facebook Marketplace?
What are we trading a Viper for a Ferrari here?
No, we're not trading. We're not trading. I just want you to buy it. I don't need
You don't
another
want to buy it?
project.
Ooh. Would I buy that? Probably not.
75,000. If you didn't know.
No, that's
Okay, well, we tried.
yeah.
We'll get a little closer. Can we take a look at the
Yeah,
crappy
absolutely.
Viper frame? Show us the problems with it. All right, so this is the old Viper frame,
Yep.
and you described it well. You said it looks like
Looked like his first time with a welder and a tape measure too.
this was a car,
Was.
and this was a guy's car, the guys of a guy's, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Was a car until about 2014.
The title status on it.
Clean.
So there you guys go. You know, everybody who thinks a salvage car is just disaster. This is a clean title. This still is a clean title car.
Still is clean title.
Yeah. Well, I think you could get, you know, at least $350 for this in scrap.
I was hoping for $500, but
It's for sale. Would you like it? No. Okay.
oh shoot.
Maybe tomorrow.
Wait till you see the back.
This looks like,
This guy.
if I had to guess. Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
No.
If I had to guess, this was a Viper spin-out accident. Had to have been. I mean, because like, hit curbs, it hit this. Shock just broke the weld right here. And then his bad welding broke the weld again whenever he just welded it badly. This is okay. Well, you're doing the right thing. But maybe you're not. Maybe. Do you have a family?
After all this, we'll see.
Spend your time and money on the family. Viper. Go get yourself a nice PT Cruiser or something. You'll do this once, and then you'll be thrilled when it's done. And you'll enjoy the car, and hopefully you keep it, or someone will offer you a lot of money for it, and you'll off it.
Right.
And either way, you'll be positive, either on the money side or on the joy side, or on both.
Fingers crossed.
That's what projects are all about. And then you'll never ever do this again. Don't do what Eric is doing, unless you're crazy
That's
like
right.
Eric. Then it's okay. One time, don't do this again.
That's right. It's a once in a lifetime experience.
Yes. Or twice if you want to buy that Ferrari. It's really crazy because I'd seen Eric's Project Viper on Facebook Marketplace, I don't know, several months ago in the same state that we just saw it in. And I didn't have a clue that that's who I was going to go meet. And Thomas had set everything up. He had been looking for Viper parts local to me. He said, would you mind going and picking up a fender and a rocker panel from this guy? Here's his address. And when I showed up and Eric opened his garage, well, here's the same car we've been working on. He's got exploded. I mean, this would have been a huge resource as we were working through it. So it was great to actually meet Eric, see his car in person, ask him a few little questions, and we've been texting back and forth in the meantime. He's been able to send me photos. So huge thanks to Eric for the help and for loaning us his body control module. Now, as soon as I took Eric's body control module and put it in the car, well, the state didn't change, the car didn't start, and we expected that because like I said in the start of the video, you need the immobilizer to be matched to the body control module. But the big reason we wanted to test his is to see if our diagnostic computer would read through to the other modules in the car. In the past, if you remember, when we scanned this car, all we could find was like the ABS module. We did find the body control module and like some cluster module. That's it. We didn't find the main one, which is the PCM, the car's engine computer. And for whatever reason that is, that's likely the answer as to why this Viper is not starting. All while this was going on, the guys over at ECU Team, which is a company I work with when I couldn't get my Mini Cooper started, and they were able to make me a key based off of its computers. Well, they took the original damaged Viper BCM and they cloned it to the used one that I bought from a parts breaker. When I plugged that in, you can guess what happened. The same exact thing. We might be kind of dead in the water here, except for one thing, this immobilizer. If our BCM was flooded, where's the immobilizer located? What's it look like and what's its condition? Now, for the last several months, while there's been radio silence here on the channel, I've been talking and brainstorming ideas with Thomas to try and get this Viper up and running, but at one point, in all honesty, I just lost faith in the car, and I let Thomas know a few times, this thing is likely just a parts car. If you get tired of it, it might be best off to go send it back to auction and take a bit of a loss. But before throwing in the towel, he took a trip across the pond here, where he wanted one last shot at getting it to run, before deciding ultimately the fate of his car. When he got in town, I could tell he was truly a gearhead, as we both decided it might be better off postponing work on the Viper for a day to go buy another project. So after making a really questionable decision, we got back to the Viper, where he pulled off some of the dash trim and the gauge cluster and gained access to the immobilizer box. Now honestly, I didn't think this would warrant a closer look, but I was really wrong. Just look in the inside of this thing, it's all corroded. I doubted Thomas, and so far I was wrong. He's putting the cluster back in. We did a very light circuit board cleaning on the back of that. And then right here is that keyless access module he's been telling me for I don't know how long to take out of the dashboard and clean. I was fighting him because I told him I did not want to have to pull the dashboard out of the car, and it turns out just a little bit of a trim here. We were able to access it. So here you go.
Thank you, sir.
It doesn't mean that that's not completely shorted out at this point, obviously, but we don't have a spare, and even if we did have a spare, it has to be programmed with the Dodge computer, so that's better than nothing, right? We got to plug back in the push to start, and then we're going to give power with the battery. All right, there's power. Let's see if anything acts different.
No. I mean, it's blinking a lot louder than before, and beeping a lot louder than before. Okay, unlock. Let's see.
Did you try pushing the button?
Nope. No lock.
When we first got our hands on this Viper, it was probably obvious to most of you that it needs some sort of teardown in order to fix that frame and body work, but now it's becoming extremely clear that the entire thing needs to be torn down, likely to the bare bones, just like Eric had in his garage with his Project Viper, in order to figure out what's wrong with it electronically and mechanically. This is a full build. This is like from the ground up, like at the Dodge factory. And builds like this, especially here in the States, don't make any fiscal sense. Luckily, Thomas has one wild card. That's the fact that there are no Vipers where he lives in Europe, or very little, should I say, which makes the resale value quite high, and the labor rates on things like engine builds over there are really low. So he might be able to get this done at a fair price, but even if the labor rate is, say, like 75% less over there than it is here, the amount of man hours that are going to go into this car are still going to cost him, in my opinion, more than a retail example. It's going to take a lot of time. So Thomas, you still got a little bit of time to send this back to the auction. Thomas has told me he wants it, he's sending it, and I really admire his passion for that. And I want to extend a huge thank you to him because, let's be real, we all look at these flooded exotics at the auction. People email me about them all the time, and they always want to know, is this an easy fix? Should I buy this? I can get this Lamborghini for literally half. I can get this Viper for half. And as you can see, it's never that straightforward. It's why these cars are so cheap. It takes a lot of, gumption to buy a build like this, and it's something I have never done. So just to be able to spend some time with it, mess with it a little bit, try to get it to run, well, it's taught me a ton. And if you feel like you've learned something along our Viper journey here, be sure to hit that like button. Also, if you're not already following me on Instagram, where I'll be posting some pictures and video of the fun project Thomas and I picked up while he was in town there before anything goes live here, well, make sure you're following me. You could just find me here or just hit that link down in the description. Guys, I got to thank each and every one of you for watching today, and I'll catch you very soon.